Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here. It's time for another update to the Dividend Car account. I know a lot of you have been asking me when are you going to make another Dividend Car video, but just so you guys know, it'll only happen once per month. Typically, I'll do it when I get my new statement just to make sure the numbers are accurate, based on the last payment and based on how much interest they're charging. All right, guys. So a lot has changed since the first video and the only video where I discussed my strategy, and my strategy was to buy Misty and let Misty pay the car payment basically, and then I would reinvest anything extra. And that's what I did the first month. So you could see the first month was September. I got a Misty distribution of 1,854 on the top, right? And that was the only distribution. So I had 1,000 at the time. I had 1,000 shares, and I made the car payment. What's the car payment? $400. So that got applied to the car payment. I got charged $134 in interest. So I was able to then reinvest 78% of the distribution, which was 1,854. And then I continued to buy into Misty. Buy. Average down. And then I'll go to this tab so you guys can see kind of what happened. I was up to 1,400 shares. My cost basis was $22.86, and Misty was flying high. So by the time it hit 27, I'm like, damn, I'm up $6,000. So I had to make a decision because I knew my distribution was not going to be that much, right? So I had to make a decision. Do I wait and just let Misty pay me whatever they're going to pay on the distribution? Or do I cut off the top, take some money? Essentially all of it I took all of the capital gains. That was the decision. I sold it all to make $6,266.40. So again, I had no plans on making capital gains like this on Misty. I was just going to collect the distribution, but it just happened to go up a lot. So I took advantage. I sold out. I got capital gains. And what did I do? I actually transferred 2,000 of those gains into my savings account to go towards taxes for the end of the year. So in the end, my net total gain was $4,266. All right. And then I bought more Misty. I was up to 400. My average was 26.92. And then guess what happened? It went up to 29.24. I sold again because I was up nearly 1,000. I made $926. I did not transfer anything out of that, so I kept the whole 926 in the account. And guess what happened again? I bought more Misty. I was up to 500 shares, 28.46 cost basis, and then it hit $30, and I was up $1,000. So I made $1,020. I made more money selling. So I know this is not how you're supposed to really play these funds, but you know what? I'm not going to fall in love with this, right? Whatever fund I buy, you don't fall in love with. I saw capital appreciation, which was a gift, an unexpected gift that they gave me. So I took it. Like I said, I could always buy in. And that's what I did. I bought back in. And then I got another gift. I bought back in. And then I got another gift. So in the end, so far for Misty trading, I made $8,212.40. Which, again, this was not planned. How long would it have taken me to get that in distributions? Obviously, maybe, 4 or 5 months or around there. I don't know. Obviously, this past distribution was massive. But again, that's where all my Misty went. So I know it's crazy. So since I sold out of my Misty, I had to come up with another plan. How am I going to make income to pay the car payment? So that's when I decided, all right, I'm going to play the weeklies. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the weeklies. So which ones? I decided to do Defiance and Roundhill. So Roundhill, I bought XDTE, QDTE, and then RDTE. And then I bought Defiance, QQQY, WDTE, and then IWMY. And then later on, I said, you know what? Screw it. I'll just get the whole gang. So I bought some exposure to YMAG and YieldMax. So what I'm doing here is I'm buying an equal amount of shares, just to make it simple. and I'm getting paid weekly, right? So currently I own 110 shares of all of these. So the 8 different funds. I have about 31,000. I don't again, I don't have my cost basis here, but it's worth about 31,000 at this very moment, and I am collecting a weekly income of $208.81. This is paying me a monthly income of $835. So I'm using this now for the consistent monthly income. That will pay my bills. And by the way, I added 2 more bills to the account. So I got some more bills here. I got the car, $400 goes out in the 6th. I added 2 Verizon bills. I got home internet and phone, which is $235 a month. It's going to come out the 20th. And then I pay for my parents' internet in one of their houses that they have further, different side of the state. Not going to say where, obviously, but I'll pay that internet as well, $35. So that comes out on the 28th. So in total, so I take the total income approximately. Again, it changes every month, obviously, for these funds. But the total monthly income based on the latest distribution of all of those funds is $835. Minus out the bills, I'm left over with $165. I want this to be 50% left over, not 19%. This needs to be 50% left over. That way I can always reinvest 50% back into the funds. All right. That's my new plan. So my new plan is to utilize the weeklies and pay my bills. So far, I'm starting off with the car payment, and then I added 2 more. I will add others as my account grows. All right. So how's my account going to grow? Well, with Misty. And I'm actually debating on buying some SMCY because their underlying is at a 52-week low. And apparently they're involved with NVIDIA. I don't know. I got to look into it more. But again, the whole thing kind of changed. This was not part of the plans, but it just happened. So now I'm tracking this a little differently. So if you look at the month of October, my total bills now are $670. All right? $670. Is that actually? I should just round up the car. Yeah, the car is rounded up to 400. All right, good. I don't know why that says 390. Whatever. The new bills are $670. So my weekly's monthly income is $835. For Misty, I do have 100 shares at this very moment. So they paid out a $4.20 dividend. So I'm going to get $419 from Misty. So that plus the $835, I'm getting a total distribution of $1,255 for the month. Obviously, this is shorter than last month, but it is what it is. Slightly different strategy. But if you obviously add my capital appreciation, I made well more than I made last month. All right. So I have my Misty cost. Actually, I don't even know if my Misty cost basis is updated, but I think I did lower it. But either way, it's just Misty's paying a massive payment, which you could say I lost out on, but not really, because I sold. So I made more capital appreciation than I would have gotten the distribution. All right. So the update is, again, I'm going to pay $400. Well, I did pay $400 already for the month of October. Interest charge is going to be a little more because that first month was only taking, if you look here, where is it? 27 days of the month because of when we got the car. So this month is now taking 30. So now obviously the interest is going to be around 147. It'll lower each month from here on out. All right. So the new car balance, on the current statement is $20,590.38. Again, it's an interest rate of 8.74%. And yeah, so that's it. So this fund is not, it's a bill account. It's a dividend car account, but I'm going to add other bills as I can. Reinvested, I don't know how this worked out. R3, which is extra. Actually, this extra formula is probably picking up the wrong bucket. We want to pick up total. So S should be F3 minus, no. It should be F minus B. So yeah, I'll just do it here. F, which is the total, minus, how do you get that if error out of the freaking way? What is it, B3? Okay. So I had in total, wait, that's not right. Extra money, 585. And then I'll check this reinvested formula. R3 divided by E3. No, R3 divided by F3. Again, this file is a work in progress since I changed my strategy. But again, things change. That's okay. It happens. All right, so I'm close to the 50% that I did want to reinvest. I'm at 46%. Obviously, it'd be nice to get to 50% here, but again, I'm going to invest in Misty and again, maybe other funds, maybe SMCY. I have to think about it, but currently, yes, this is still the dividend car account. I did not pay off the car. I do have enough in the account to pay it off, but again, I have a loan where I pay 8%, and I believe I can make well above that with this money instead of just paying off the loan. All right. So again, you can use it. Think of it as margin, right? We're getting margin from, these brokers who are charging even more than that, right? Or whatever the charge, some of the 12%, I think Schwab charges. So it's like the same thing, except I'm getting 8% essentially on the money, if that makes sense. All right, so that's the update on the dividend car. No plans to pay it off early. There are plans to possibly pay more than $400, because if I just pay the $400, this thing's going to be paid off in a long time. It's going to be like January 2030 around there. So at some point, I may change it to $500, where the payoff will go down much, much quicker. Because again, I'm paying them interest. I don't want to pay anyone interest, but as long as I'm making a lot of money myself, deducting out the interest, then it's okay. So we'll see what happens between now and next month, but my plans are to buy more into Misty, only if I can average down, of course. So if it does come down, I will. I was buying in amounts of 100 shares at a time, but since I did put a lot of money into the weeklies, I'm going to do 50 shares at a time. And then once I look into SMCI to see if, there's a decent company, their IV is around 90%. So it's nearly close to what MSTR's IV is. So trading options on that, you got to make a lot of money, man. So I'm going to look into SMCI and SMCY and see what happens from there. So this spreadsheet may change a little before the next month. But anyway, guys, as always, none of this is financial advice. Please don't replicate what I'm doing. This is high risk, high reward. I am not a financial advisor. These videos are always just for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. If not, we will try again next month. But again, this is the dividend car account. What I did, in case you missed the first video, is one of our cars took a crap. I didn't want to pull from the Retire Now account because, again, that's the account where I'm focused on building it up to retire early. But instead, I decided to close out my wife's 401k. Again, we're going to pay the 10% penalty on whatever the whatever is calculated. I forget what the amount is, but I'm just willing to do that now in order to put it now in a taxable account where now I'm using that money that I could not touch till she's 59 and a half, and she's younger than me, so it's even longer time frame. So we're using that money now for not only to make additional money, but to help pay the bills now. So we're using the money now to live now, and that's the point of the account. Eventually, the Retire Now account will do that too. Of course, it'll slow down retirement, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. So right now, I'm slowly adding some bills to this account, and eventually it may pay all my bills. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I make some good moves. But I may just decide to invest in Misty and SMCY as a swing trade option, right? If I get stuck in it, then I just hold it, and I get paid distributions. So that's fine with me too. So again, we'll see how it goes, guys. And I did add margin to this account too, in case I need it. So, yeah, it should be a fun time. I haven't touched the margin. I still have a lot of cash left to play around. But let me know if you have any questions as it relates to the Dividend Car account. What would you do if you were in my situation? Would you pay off the car in cash, get it over with, not owe the bank anything? Or would you keep that 20,000 that's, in the account? Again, I got about maybe 50 in the account. Would you keep, the 20 in the account along with the other 30 and just earn as much money as you can, right? And then obviously you can do what you want from there, which is pay other bills or reinvest, from there. But yeah, so that's the update, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, please hit the like button. It does go a long way, and I do greatly appreciate it. And obviously, one more thing down here, I do show you, because I buy in buckets of 10. Every time I buy these, I buy 10 at a pop. So 10 currently would cost me $2,815, 10 of each. So obviously it's getting a little more expensive, and I'm slowly running out of cash, but so far so good. And then I'll add, I don't know, maybe I'll add some. Right now I'm adding some of the bills that I can't really use my credit card where I get points on. So some of the bills are a pain in the ass that they don't allow that. So this one, I actually got a discount because, the brokerage works as a checking account too. So I link the checking, the routing and the checking account number to Verizon, and they actually gave me a discount for doing that. So in the end, I actually saved money in setting this account up. So yeah, so that's the plan, guys. Let me know what you think. Is this awesome? Is this stupid? Is it sweet? Or do you not give a damn? Either way, let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys, that's the update on the Dividend Car account. That's pretty much for the month of October. Stay tuned for the next update, which will be the month of November. I guess we could pretty much expect it at the end of each month, so the end of November. But yeah, stay tuned for that, and I'll get that out there. All right? Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will talk to you later.